Welcome back, everybody, to TriFecta Airsoft. E-Rock here, and this is the next episode of our new segment of our podcast. And today we're interviewing, or talking with, hanging out with one of our viewers, fairly new to our channel, VanAlex. And I'm giving an intro because we we were still learning how to record this thing, and we found a glitch. Or a conflict, I guess, with a couple of different softwares we were using to record, and we fixed the problem. So the next one that we just did last night with B-Hall, actually everything worked fine. So we thought we had it fixed and did not. So this one, instead of the video, because the video locks up, it lags, and it pretty much just, it's not even video, it's just a picture that changes randomly here and there. So I put some of our gameplay video and some of his videos in the background and just put the audio over it. Okay, so you guys can still hear the podcast, you can still see our ugly mugs on there, and then you can just see some something interesting in the background while we're talking. So anyway, going forward, we got it fixed. Everything will be fine in the future. And finally, after the third time, so fourth time, I guess. But so thanks for watching, and hope you guys enjoy this new podcast series we're doing. And I'll open it up to any of you guys that would like to be a guest on our podcast. You know, DM me in Discord, on our Discord channel, and let me know that, hey, I'd like to be, you know, I wouldn't mind being interviewed, or, you know, joining you guys one time just to talk airsoft or whatever. So thank you guys again, and I hope you enjoyed the podcast. We'll see you in the next one. Welcome back to TriFecta Airsoft Podcast, our new section that we just started. And you know, some of our previous, well, actually I've only done 2 previous podcasts, and they were kind of test videos. So Zombie and Cue Ball, thank you for being the guinea pigs there. My audio sucked. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, you know, setting all this shit up. And hopefully this one turns out great. So we got 4 people on here. We got me, Chris, Coltrane, and VanAlex, who is kind of new to our channel, actually. Yes, welcome. And thank you for being on here. You've got your own channel. I'm going to give you a plug here. It's VanAlex, right, on YouTube.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And they can search that, and I'll put a link in the description of this video when I post it. And I'll actually have a little, yeah, of course, man, a little scrolling thing here at the bottom. But so you were just about to tell us how you got into airsoft, because that's you know a big question that everyone has, how everyone got started.
Yeah, so I think at some point everybody started with some cheap Springer, and then they slowly upgraded, and then they're like, I want an electric one. And then as you get older, you see that people are actually going and playing. So I was like, okay, I need something real. I can't go there with a Springer. So I bought a D-Boys with the drum mag, and it was from Airsoft Megastore. It was like one of those kits that they put together and sell. So I bought that. I liked it a lot, but it wasn't really modular, like as much as I wanted to put on there. So I ended up also buying another SR25 and a Double Eagle or Golden Eagle M4. M4 didn't work well. SR25, I sold it to my friend at the same time, so I kind of had to fix the M4. So that's when I modded it, and then I didn't know what the hell I was doing. So I just have I have like $200 worth of parts for a $180 worth gun.
Gosh.
And I was like, what do I do? So someone on Craigslist, they offered to trade me, and I'm like, all right, here's my parts. What will you give me? And they ended up giving like an RPK that was broken, G36, so like maybe like 5 broken guns. And I was like, okay, can you like take a video of it? I want to see how broken is it. He shows me it, and then slowly on the side of the video, I see it has a lot more stuff. So I'm like, okay, could you give me those too? He's like, yeah, you got money? I'm like, yeah. So here I am with 13 like airsoft guns, a mix of gas blowback, but none of them really work perfectly. But I gave this guy enough parts to make a really good airsoft gun, given that he has the knowledge. And slowly fixing those and selling them afterwards, I kind of got a lot of knowledge. And then I was like, all right, cool, now I need a good gun. So that was when I rebought an SR25, and that's been my trophy gun for such a long time. And as soon as I'm done with all these projects, I'm going to get there.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
Dude, that's crazy. Jesus.
Yeah, it's usually when you hear the Craigslist deals, those are kind of fishy, but this one happened to work out perfectly. Like, I was young. I went with my dad to like a Target parking lot. He came with his dad to a parking lot. Like, I didn't even know I was talking to someone my age.
Oh,
so
shit.
As soon as we saw each other, we were like, "Oh, that's cool." He gave everything in a bag. It was fun. And then, yeah, and then after that, it was just kind of like, "Oh, now I have a whole bunch of experience with every type of gun," because there was gas blowbacks in there that didn't work that I found O-rings for, and everything just worked perfectly fine. Now I'm just waiting to be able to go back into Airsoft.
No shit, right? So what got you interested in Airsoft? Was that like, did you see some videos? Were you watching YouTube or were you interested in paintball or originally, or did you have some friends that played?
Yeah, it was kind of like half and half. I liked paintball, and I was playing Battlefield 3 at the time on PS3, and I was really young then. I think I was in middle school. I was like, wow, like come on, I wanna be feeling this, you know? I don't want to be feeling it realistically, but I want to be able to have the chance to put my skills to the test. 'Cause sometimes you'll be shooting someone in Battlefield, and you're like, there's no way that hit. So I'm like, you know what? Let me go to Airsoft. I'll probably, have some more fun there.
Yeah.
So I went, and first time I went was probably like 4 or 5 years ago, and my first video is actually posted still. So I go back to that every time I make an Airsoft video. I'm like, wow, this is the dream. This is so fun. And slowly what made me stop was that I felt like I was too much into school, and then change of hobbies. I think I went to RC stuff, but eventually you always come back to Airsoft because it's just a complete different experience.
So how did you get an RC? Like what kind of, are you into cars or aircraft?
Oh, RC was cars. I couldn't really get into aircraft. It's too much of a risk. You pay like $300 for an airplane, crash it once. But if you have a car, you can just crash it over and over and over, and max the cost of a part will be like $20.
Yeah.
And I was on vacation one day, and I needed a battery because one of my batteries happened to literally blow up right before I went on vacation with it.
Oh my God.
So I was like, I need to buy a battery so it's here when I come back because I want to go play and stuff. And I hit up Z Battery, which they were new at the time as well. I'm like, hey, can you guys send me this for free? They were like, no. I'm like, will you guys give me a discount? They're like, yeah. I'm like, okay, I'll show you guys off on my channel. So they were my first sponsor. And from there on, I got maybe like $500 worth of batteries for free. And I was so happy because I was just fresh in the RC field. Yeah. So getting those batteries for free, I was like, okay, now I have $500 worth of batteries, but all I have is a 2-wheel drive Slash. So I was like, I need something cool to show off, something that's really going to show up on camera. So I had this 1/16 scale buggy that I made a 3S out of, which it was like the ESC was for 3S, but it was really big. So the motor didn't fit in there. So I ended up making a little plate with my dad so the motor can sit with the gear, and that thing was flying in my driveway. If I find the video, I'll show you guys after this. But you can literally see it like hovering as it's going faster down the driveway.
Oh my God.
That's cool.
About to take off.
Yeah, since it's so small and the wheelbase is like short, if you made a left or a right while going that fast, it was just gone in that direction. There was no fixing it. God, so you're just going straight. That's it.
Yeah. That is cool, man. Okay. We actually have like an RC airfield here in South Carolina that's, well, where I used to work. It's on my way to work. Well, Chris and Colt, you guys know, on your way from here out to 101, the back road, there's a sign for it. It actually has an aircraft symbol on it, but it's RC aircraft, and the guys go out there and take their Mach C-130s or the Cessnas or whatever, and they
I've never seen that before.
Around. Yeah, it's like it's a small driveway off the off the back road out there, and it's kind of crazy.
That's cool.
We have something called the Apollo 11, and it's by a park called like Balboa Park, and I've seen people bring like $30,000 turbine jet RC
Balboa Park.
aircraft.
Are you in Southern California?
Yeah, Southern California.
Dude, I was stationed at Pendleton. I actually spent 6 weeks in Balboa Hospital, not far from. Yeah. Well, I was. Well, look, it wasn't because of being injured.
Yeah.
I got in trouble, when I was drunk, and they sent me to rehab in the hospital, alcohol rehab, because I was drunk when I got in trouble. So that's why I was there. But yeah, it was just a bunch of AA meetings. And, sitting in circles and talking about your feelings kind of shit. So, yeah, it was fun.
Well, better now?
So fun.
Well, I'm still drinking.
Well, as long as you're happy, that's all that matters. As long as you're happy.
That was also when three of us were born.
It was.
Yeah.
I mean, that was 1990.
It was a long time ago.
That was 1991, so, yeah.
We only know it from stories. We weren't here yet.
Yeah.
How old are you guys, Chris?
In case you guys
Cole?
don't, VanAlex, in case you don't know, Chris and Coltrane are my sons. So,
I just made that assumption. I wanted to know.
Oh, okay, yes. Yeah. Christian's my oldest son. And then I have 5 kids, 3 boys, 2 girls.
Wow, God bless.
Yeah. And Christian is the oldest one. And then I have a daughter, would fit right here in this little, and then Colton is the 3rd one.
How old are you, Chris and Cole?
I will be 27 in August.
Wow.
So
Cole,
I'm getting old.
Nah, 27. I'm actually 21. I'm the youngest out of all of us here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like a
There
baby.
you go.
Yeah, you're a baby.
27. Experience comes with being 27, right? So that's not a bad thing.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. So this Apollo 11 park that we go by, this is like one of the most known parks. Anytime you go there, you'll see someone flying something expensive there. The only thing that sucked was that the only memory I have is taking a model rocket from Fry's Electronics over there, trying to fly it, the igniter not working, and sadly coming home. But the best part was that you always saw someone else flying some really expensive jet. So that was a cool part. And then you'll see people on another end flying like these $1,000 helicopters, just flying on their back and stuff.
Yeah.
You can't even imagine it, but they're doing it. So you're just like, cool.
Now those ones that I've seen on videos, those RCs, like I've seen some C-130s, I've seen some like Hueys, helicopters, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
What size would those be? Because they're fucking huge. Like,
to think of their actual size, like when you think of an AC-130 versus
like a 1.8 or something,
those are differently scaled aircrafts in real life. I mean, in the real scale, AC-130 is greatly larger than the Bell Huey, right? And the thing is, like, so is 116? Is it of a Bell, like the Huey, the helicopter, or is it of a AC-130? So I think the way it works is like it's a generalized. Like I know 1/10 in RC cars is about like 1.5 foot, 1/10 for RC cars, and then 116 is about like a foot maybe or less.
Yeah,
the I don't know too much for
like the most common RC car, Probably,
116 and 1/10 is like the most common. And the reason being is because like one is like small indoor or like in-house fun or whatever, and then 1/10 is like just general most places. And if you're crazy, you go with the 1/4. That's about like
I think that's the one I've seen, bro. I'm serious. Like
scales.
I saw a guy flying a C-130. I swear it had to be 5 feet long.
Jeez.
And it had real props. Like, for real propellers, real fucking jet engine thing. Like, it was insane.
People go all out with them.
Man, you don't know.
What? Dude, your audio is so bad, I can't lie.
Your audio is horrible, bro.
You said, man, I'm going to put this on the charger, man.
He's going to put it on charge. Okay. I'll interpret what he's saying if I understand.
No, he said it has a real jet engine, so I was like, oh, it has a real jet engine.
Yeah,
well, some of them
turbo
do,
prop,
bro.
right?
I've actually seen it must be a 1/4 or whatever, maybe a 1/8 F-16 RC, where somebody,
it's a lot of those.
and it had a real, I don't know, maybe it's not a real jet. I mean, I'm just looking at the video, but it looks fucking real, bro. Like the damn fins open up. Okay, there's a flame coming out. Don't be laughing. There's a flame coming out. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible. The way the turbines work, they'll just suck out air, and then inside of it will be a propeller, and that'll move the bigger propeller, just like a real helicopter, but the turboprops.
Look, bro, the jet engine is just like, okay, it's got fuel and a spark. It creates fire. And then it's got a bunch of fucking oxygen that just blasts through that thing. So you know when we do a bonfire and I'm like, hey, this fire ain't big enough, so I go out and I get the leaf blower and I blow the fuck out of the fire with the leaf blower. That's a jet engine, like for real.
Burn that the leaf blower off.
Yes.
You try it. You try it. I think everyone's had that experience, and I don't know if you guys ever seen it. Someone actually invented something like that. It has like a clip. You put it on the side of a barbecue, and then it has like a small fan to blow on it.
Oh shit! Yeah.
It was a show on Science Channel. Yeah, but I mean, why would I pay like $20 for that when I have a leaf blower or RC turbine? Just put it like
there you go.
Or I got kids. Hey, come here and blow on this fire. Come here.
Yeah. What we do at our house, sometimes we'll just get like a piece of cardboard and fan it.
Yep.
Like old school stuff.
Just fan it.
Remember those old things where like you squeeze it down?
Yeah, like
this, looking
right?
thing. Yeah, you do that and it just blows a bunch of air out. I think when we used to go to Gammy and Pap's house.
Yep.
We were real young. We had those little bonfires. They had one of those, didn't they?
Yep.
If I remember that right. I don't think we ever had one of those.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, I mean, just the same way like a turbine works. Like the cold air, once it gets hot, it gets expanded, and then it gets shoved out the other end. So that's it. So Tarkov. Do you guys all play Tarkov? What's up with that?
These dudes are fucking... This guy, especially Christian, this guy is big time into Tarkov.
All right.
Yeah, and then a couple of our other viewers play with him as well. And they're in fact last week we have a separate Discord channel for our gaming or whatever. So one of our friends sent a screenshot or whatever, and I was like, Christian, what the fuck is this screenshot? Are you guys playing Minecraft now? Because it looked like a grid square, a square grid kind of thing with a bunch of like keys, and I was like, what the fuck is it? And he was like, no, that's it's a kind of
we
like
were looking at a key guide for one of the maps.
Yep.
It was like key guide.
Reserve, isn't it?
It was for all of them. It was like one of the top streamers. They had like a grid view built out of like all the top keys that you should have with you when you go to these certain maps. So we had posted a screenshot on one of our Discord servers for it. And he was like, what is that, Minecraft or something? I was like, no, it's Tarkov. What are we talking about?
Man, Tarkov is responsible for me spending so much money on gun-related stuff.
Really?
I'll see a handguard or a grip, and I'll be like, all right, let's go to the Brownells.
Yeah, dude, so
I'm like,
cool,
I'm looking that up right now. Like, I'm buying it. Because it's
like,
1-to-1, so you could do whatever you're doing on that.
I don't know if there's anything in that game that's made up, like a made up item. Like you could look it up in real life and buy it and like build a real gun like you would in that game.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Like the carbon fiber handguards, I was looking into that for my AR9, but then I look at the price, I'm like $600.
Jeez.
Yeah, I know, right?
What?
Yeah,
for real. Yeah.
Okay,
it's like $1,200 for the whole gun. 3D print. I mean, 3D printing is strong, but when you think about like life type of stuff, like what's it called? Like you need to depend on it with your life at times. It's like, no, I'll put that aside for now. Unless if I'm 3D printing a whole gun.
Right.
Like I don't know if you guys have seen the CZ Scorpion by Are We Cool? Is it Are We Cool yet? They 3D printed a whole Scorpion body. All you need is like some of the internals.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's crazy. I've looked into it, and the parts actually came out more than buying a CZ Scorpion new. Either that or I couldn't find it. Yeah, either that or I couldn't find it, or everybody ended up buying the internals. So what happens? They jacked up the prices of those specific internals to meet the requirement for the supply. So
yeah, they're doing that with a lot of stuff now. Like they're 3D printing, like Glock lowers, AR lowers, all that kind of stuff. Just the parts that have all the pressure on them are just the ones you got to buy. Like if you print a Glock, you can print I think the lower, maybe the trigger, just a few other parts, and then everything else you got to like buy a barrel and all that stuff. But everything else can pretty much be 3D printed.
Yeah, my friend Ty, he actually had a really good idea. He was saying a lot of people are trying to take these guns that are manufactured, designed to be used with real steel or strong plastic parts, and they're trying to make it 3D printed. He said, why don't they just redesign a new gun that is supposed to be 3D printed, so that way there won't have to be any compatibility issues, or I don't know if you guys have seen the 3D printed AK. It looks kind of weird. It's like bulky, blocky. So I was kind of thinking, like, you know, whenever someone does do that with available parts, it would be cool to actually try to do it, especially in California.
This is YouTube channel. The name get away from me. But they're like all about 3D printing guns and like coming up with their own designs for 3D printing guns. I don't know.
I know there's two channels. One is Are We Cool Yet? The other one, let me see. If I'm sub, I'll tell you guys right now. I think if we look up 3D printed CZ Scorpion, it should come up. And actually recently, speaking of Scorpion and real guns, I took my California gun safety license, or whatever it's called, so you could buy a gun.
Yeah.
Okay.
I passed that test, and then I also bought a pistol the same day. What? I bought a CZ75 SP01.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah. You're 21.
I felt it.
So you can get a pistol, yeah.
Yeah, I felt it. I was like, this is the gun. The guy recommended it to me, whoever was at the gun store, Guns Direct. And as soon as I touched the gun, I'm like, this is the one. And my brother owns a Glock, so like I know what Glocks feel like.
Okay.
And I know what miniguns feel like, but the Glock's trigger pull is just so heavy.
Yeah.
The sights, it's like sometimes it's a little off, but I was comparing the sights at the gun store and looking at the CZ75 SP01 sight and the feel of everything, the trigger pull, I was like, this is the gun. Like, I have to get this, or else I was going to get a Glock 19, because we already have a 17. Like, I want to get something with a longer barrel, but the CZ75 was just perfect.
Yeah.
Plus, I love CZ. CZ is just, like, good look. It's good. It's a good representation of their brand, everything they make. So
yeah. Colton, what was that one? What was that CZ pistol we got?
It was the
Airsoft, the Airsoft version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was the.
CZ
yeah, I think it was. Yeah, the no.
CZ P09.
P09.
P09. Yeah. P09.
Yeah, I had the P09 actually. I painted the top slide gold. What's funny is my dad bought a sandblaster. So I took it like when it was about to shit itself, the gun, because you know every gas blowback at some point something goes wrong. So what my dumbass did was I got it and I tried to full auto it, and I guess that messed with one of the what is it called, rubber O-rings inside, because after that I would just shoot 2-3 and it would just go poof, gas would just go out. So I'm like, I want to mess with it now. I want to upgrade it a little bit. So I took it apart, took off the sights, sandblasted it, painted it gold, put like 4 coats of clear on it. It was beautiful, but it didn't shoot. So I was hoping that would add value to it, and I listed it on eBay for the price that I paid for, plus $50, and I included in there it doesn't work. They bought it, and they were like, thank you, I love the look of the gun and everything.
Yeah, it's
and
a wall hanger, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
they
gold
fixed it.
CZ09.
Nice.
Yeah, it was. If I had an option to get a pistol, it would either be the FN 5.7 or that CZ-P09.
Yeah.
So it was a really good gun.
Speaking of the FN, that you guys, Colton and Chris, that's a pistol I would like to try out.
It's a nice feel. It's a very nice feel. Either that or the FN 45.
That's a pistol I've never tried ever. Like, yep.
Yeah, I heard FNs are pretty good.
I don't understand the hype around the high kappas, to be honest. I don't know if you guys have experience or anything.
We've gotten a lot of high kappas, especially like from all the mystery boxes and stuff that we've done. I mean, they're fine. They function just like every other gas blowpipe pistol does, really.
Right.
I think the hype comes from the customization. They have like the biggest amount of aftermarket parts that you can get for them.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's why people hype them up the way they are.
Yeah.
I've recently seen a WAG Entertainment unbox a $1,000 pistol, and I'm looking at him compare it with a base high kappa and a 1911, and I'm looking at the recoil, and the recoil isn't one. It will be a full stroke, one will be like a half stroke, and I'm like, you pay $1,000 and that's all you get? When going back on pistols like the FM45, the 5.7, the CZP09, or most of the CZ or ASG pistols, they've always operated perfect with me. So like spending that much, I would never. But some people I guess the customization, right? That's what.
Well, I gotta say, as far as airsoft channels that we've checked out or watched, whatever, like Colt, Chris, and JP, we're probably the cheapest of all of them. Like we don't go, oh no, you got to get a TM whatever. You got to get a no, man. Like we've gotten like for real. We've gotten some. I swear to God, bro. The Lancer Tactical M4s that we've gotten, like every single one, we got a handful of them. I can't remember any of them taking a shit with all the testing we've done on in the reviews and playing or whatever. And then we've gotten a handful of those AKs. What was that? The AK, was it a SIMA?
It's probably
super cheap AK.
Complimenting
AK
it
Sport
and its
line.
price.
AK
Dude, it was like $120.
$120.
AK 105, huh?
This motherfucker was
like,
out of the box, bro, and it's in a shitty fucking box. Okay, it's like
it's like the most cheap packaging.
Top. Yeah, cheap packaging.
The plastic it's made out of is the most cheap thing ever, but the thing shot really good.
This thing is blasting lasers at 400 FPS out of the box, and that's been, and not just the first one we got, like multiple of them. And I still have one in the closet that I want to go test. That's what I want to do a stress test on with the 11.1 LiPo. I want to just round after round, just full auto, see when this thing breaks, because these things have been awesome out of the box. And all these guys are talking about, like on our Discord channel, they're always talking about. Somebody asked, especially somebody young. So we got a teenager that comes on here, is like, they're new. They're like, oh, what, can I get a Lancer Tactical? Can I get a whatever gun to go on the field? And all of these guys just swarm on them about, no, don't get this. You got to get a token. Like, dude, by the time they're done, they're telling this kid, this 14 or 15-year-old, to spend like $500, $600
oh my God,
to go on the field. Yeah. I'm like, you're just, dude. That's not.
I can relate to the experience of being told to get an expensive gun.
Yeah.
I don't know if Cole or Chris, you guys remember Kick Chat, but when I first started Airsoft, there was like a Kick Chat for Airsoft group.
Yeah, I remember that.
I joined, and I'm like, hey guys, I have this Spectre Echo 1, which was like a $90 gun at the time on sale. Like, no, it's shit. You need a Polar Star. You need an HPA gun. I'm like, all right, let me go look up what it is. And and me just starting, I didn't even want to buy any like sort of armor except for good eyewear, and that's all. Yeah. And I'm looking it up. It's like $500-$600. I'm like, oh hell no. And they're like, yeah, if you don't get it, you're not going to be good on the field. I went on the field with the Spectre at Hollywood Sports, which is like one of the bigger ones around here. And I was just able to pick off a lot of people, and all I heard was the tut-tut-tut of the Polar Stars, those kids that are just fingering the shit out of that trigger. Yeah. And I'm just there with my Spectre with the 8.4 volt, like it came with it, like just shooting the shots. It's hitting them. I had to call them and beg for another low cap mag because I couldn't find any mags for the Spectre at the time. I was begging them, like, please send it. They're like, okay, fine, we'll send you out one. And then they had to, like, get a weird price on it because they didn't really have it. So they sent me one. So I'm on the field with 2 low caps, just shooting it, keep topping it off every time I get a chance, changing to the next one. It was probably one of the best experiences ever. But, you know, any gun will do as long as you're just comfortable with the gun.
Right. Absolutely.
That's the thing about just starting too. Like if you've never played, like say you're young and you like Airsoft because you've seen a lot of YouTube videos and you're interested, but you never played yet. You need to buy like something that's, you know, entry level, that's cheaper, just in case you maybe you don't like it when you finally do play.
Right.
You know, you don't need to be convinced to buy a $600 gun you've never even played before.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think you need to start small.
Just curious about the AK-105. Oh wait, is it an AK-105? The one on Evike that goes on sale, like?
Well, let me go.
Honestly, I don't know.
And it just goes sold out within 2 hours.
I don't think it's a 105.
Does it have the stock that collapses, locks in, and then it's like a skeleton?
It's like a standard like AK-47. Got like the wood furniture, standard wood stock, all that stuff. Okay. Yeah.
Well,
it's like a super cheap one.
Yeah, the one I have that I've converted into the bullpup that has been in most of my videos is... Oh, there's the box. Let's see it. This live unboxing.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. This is the CM520. Okay. This is what it looks like in the box. You know, it's a cardboard top with a stock. Well, there you go.
What the hell is that?
That looked like one of the infomercial fails. Like, they do it on purpose.
Yeah, dude, for real.
The guy's so drunk he gave the whole
Okay, so it's not the wood furniture. I thought it was.
No, this one isn't. This one is not.
Actually. Oh, is that the one that comes with the folding grip? It's included with the folding grip, or no?
No, it does not. No, it's
standard fixed.
Stationary. Yeah, it's fixed.
Oh, how about the one to go on the front, lower rail, like that kind of grip? Does it include one in the box or no? Because I've had one of these before.
Let me think.
Like a forward grip. Does it come with that?
Yeah, like a forward grip. You know how the MP7 is? It has that folding grip that's like either like this or back. Some of these AKs, they come with it. The ones that look kind of like this.
I was trying to show what was in here, and
it all fell out.
It unboxed itself. It couldn't wait.
I lost. Yeah, so it comes with. All right, here we go. It comes with a green sling there.
Sling.
Yeah.
The neck rash sling.
Those
boxes.
For real.
Right, so no foregrip, of course. You know that thing always comes with. All right, and the magazine. That's it.
That's a cool looking mag that they include. The waffle mag.
Yeah, it actually is.
I think SEMA is like just got every beginning player's back when it comes to the AKs. I haven't had their M4s, but
one of my first gun, the first gun that I bought to play with was a SEMA M4.
Yes.
And it worked fine. It was really good.
Yeah. As soon as you shoot one of those SEMA AKs, you can just hear that there's no air coming out of anywhere except for the barrel. Because when you shoot it, there's such a soft sound. It's like nothing is escaping, nothing is vibrating out of the ordinary. And when I took apart my AK-105 gearbox, which was brand new, I looked into it, and there was like a nice thick grease in there that I couldn't clean out, like as much as I was trying. It's built really, really good. The gears are thick too. It's a very dense material.
Yeah.
Yeah. And further on the topic of like not having to spend a lot of money to have fun, one thing about that is attachments. I started out with like a $180 gun, but I had maybe another 200 worth of attachments.
Woo!
And this was when I didn't know about any of the China websites where they're like, because if you buy a hollow sight from China, like let's say an EOTech knockoff, it'll be $30 with the EOTech branding, the green and red color with a couple intensities. But if you buy that here in the US, you know, yeah, they take a nicer picture. They guarantee you that there is an EOTech on the side, but it's like $80 to $120. And that's how much I paid for my first knockoff EOTech. And I bought the magnifier scope because I was trying to get that Modern Warfare 3 hybrid sight attachment thing. I look on there. I put a grip. The grip was like a bipod. It turns into a flashlight that was like halogen. It didn't work for shit. And slowly, as I was playing, I took everything off the gun. I took everything except for the grip off the gun. And here I am, just no sights, just looking like hipfire kind of, but looking again, still just where it's going. Because I was too young. I didn't know I had to like sight it in. I thought you just put it on and it'll somewhat go there. But here I am looking at someone shooting with the sight. It's not hitting them. I'm like, call it, call it. Little do you know, your bullet's just going down. It's not even, I didn't even know how to touch the hop up. So it's like, as long as you have your hop up dialed, you got some sort of, you know, idea on where it's going, you'll have fun.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, that was something we had to, you know, we had to kind of adjust for our videos with testing, you know, guns or reviewing guns, where these guys would be talking and they're like, oh, so this affects, you know, when we're out here shooting this, you got a whatever, you know, barrel that affects the accuracy. I'm like, well, not really. Like, it's, we got to show on the video like how straight the BB shooting or whatever, you know, because you got hop up, you know. A real gun, you don't have to, you know, it shoots straight out the barrel, you know. It's such a high velocity and a, you know, a dense you know, bullet. So a BB, it's like it comes out, you've got the BB is a variable. So if you got shit BBs and there's stuff on them, you know, it's just like in paintball. If you know, whatever, it's going to come out and go this way. It's going to go that way. It's going to go down. It's going to go up. Then you got the hop up. Then you got the bucking, and then you got whatever. You know, it's like all these different things.
Slightest bit of wind that hits the BB. And
then the wind, dude. In our backyard, yeah, and we're shooting 100 feet or whatever, and it's like, you know, we're shooting crosswind, and we're like, oh, this doesn't really, we can't show this on the video and say, oh, this is how the gun shoots out of the box, because it's showing that it shoots shitty, and you can't see wind, so, you know, in a video. So it's like,
yeah, so people just think it's swerving everywhere.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm actually trying to look for a picture of my M4 build when I first like HPA'd it.
Yeah, I'm
trying to look for it because it has every attachment possible. Like, there's no slot empty except for like laser slot on the side.
Jesus.
And when I first shot that, this is what I expected, right? Because I put it to 160 PSI. Every HPA video I watch, they're just shooting straight lasers. So I'm like, oh, cool, I built my own. It's going to shoot like that. I shoot it. The BB doesn't even come out the barrel. I shoot the second one, and it's like the second one comes and hits the first one in the barrel that's just limp with no energy, and it just barely makes it out. And then the next one, and I'm like, what the hell? So I was like messing with it, and eventually I got it to come out of the barrel, and like you said, the wind. No one can really tell where the wind is. Sometimes it's this way, it'll be different. And where I shoot, the driveway starts. So what happens is all this wind comes and just focuses into the driveway. So I'm shooting, and it's going to the left. I'm like, what the hell? And I'm making a video too, so I'm like, this needs to come out good. So I'm trying to make it come out perfect, and I go there and I stand. I'm like, it's fucking windy here, you know?
Yeah.
So it's just, I'm like, all right, I gotta stop shooting here. And little did I know the FPS was also low, so it's like double whammy.
Oh yeah.
And the BBs I'm using is that 25,000 pack from Evike. I don't know if those are good or not, but
yeah,
it's just, I really don't care. I'll use the medium tier. I won't use the UK Arms swap meet 0.12 gram. You know, that's what I won't use.
Dude, I swear to God, I was just talking about this a couple weeks ago. We had remember we had Daniel over on one of our videos, Chris and Colt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can't remember what he came over for. But anyway, he was the SSP1 and the SSX Novrix pistols, and I was making fun of. Oh no, me and Johnny were talking about some BBs whatever, and I was like, they don't use .18s or 1.2s or whatever, like, because you can get those, but they're shit. I just saw a post on one of our Instagram, one of the channels we follow on Instagram. I think it's a Brazilian or Argentina Instagram or Airsoft channel over there. And the guy was posting a picture of his Odin. He took it apart because it jammed up, but he was trying to, use up some older BBs that one of his friends gave him, whatever, and end up being like shit BBs. They were just horrible, like bad made. And he opened up his Odin because it got jammed up, and he has a close-up picture of these BBs are like 4 or 5 BBs in a row out of the gear, that winds, that were just like literally disintegrating. They were just turning to dust. The outer, the outer part of it. They weren't even a ball anymore. They were just like crushed in the Odin, just from him trying to wind it into the mag. Yeah, it really does matter what kind of BBs you get to put through your gun, and that's why we always say, when we do if you look at our older unboxings, those little BBs, the pack of BBs they
sample
send,
BBs,
yeah, we're like, trash. Throw these things like. There's a couple videos I think Chris and Colt Trader's like, do not shoot these through your gun. Like, throw them in the trash.
You know what's my problem with that? It's like the manufacturer is sending it to you. They should at least send you BBs that it's okay to run through their guns. When you look at A&Ks, they actually have their branding on the little sample bag of BBs. And I don't know if this is still true, but they have A&K on there, and it'll say whatever amount it is. And I'm like, okay, these are cool, and I look at it, and I actually ran those through, and luckily nothing happened. But I don't really know that those are not supposed to be ran through it, the sample BBs.
I don't know.
But yeah, talking about the UK Arms BBs, those are not even seamless. You can tell the injection thing, whatever it is, like it's still hanging a piece from there. So
most of the ones that I've seen will be like they'll be the polished white ones. But some of them, when you get them, it'll be like the yellow pack or the different color.
Yep.
In the hard plastic packaging, not the soft one.
Don't ever use those damn colored ones, because usually they're no good.
Yeah. Since we're talking about A&K, actually, I remember when Airsoft Megastore had a huge sale. I bought a M60 full metal with drum mag auto winding for $150, and it was crazy. I bought that. I bought a RPK wood blowback for $50. I bought a G36 that was like a weird G36. I bought that for $50. If you guys go back and think about it, like as a thing, if you were to buy all their stock at that price, you would pretty much just be making a lot of money, because the $50 RPK you could sell for $250 because it's real wood, comes with the drum mag that has auto wind, plus the M60 that would go for like $500. But as soon as I got on the computer, there was only one left in stock of almost everything. So I just went buy. I didn't even ask my parents. I was young at the time. I probably should have, but as a young, as me, it was a good investment move, because I'm like, I know the prices. This is at least double, so my parents won't get mad at me. And luckily, they were just a little mad because they didn't understand that they had to trust me. But as soon as I sold it, I was like, hey, Mom, guess what? Like, I sold it. And then I forgot the profit of it. But anyway, it got lost. And then somehow I ended up buying a full wooden SVD. That one was at cost, though. And that SVD, I bought the $200 PASO scope for it from Evike, and that was the best experience I've ever had sniping. If you look down it and shoot, the BB is gonna get there. Everything was stock, but the barrel was really, really long. Like, it's a big ass gun. Everybody would spot you. But the thing is that you would be able to shoot them before their BBs could reach you.
Yeah.
So I upgraded until I eventually sold almost all my stuff whenever I was kind of bored. And probably one of the most stamina or endurance like draining experiences I've ever had was when I was playing at Warped Ops, which is like a more deserty field with shitty 2x4 and plywood buildings. I was holding the M60. I actually used it in one game ever. It's like a 15 or a 16 pound gun, and I had it full of BBs, battery for the mag and the gun. I'm running from spawn to the firefight point, and I'm breathing out of my ass. I see a guy maybe like 50 feet in front of me. I'm looking at him, and my sights aren't aligning because I'm breathing so hard. I'm trying to shoot him, but it's just so hard to hold the damn gun up. And the reason why this is important because when I play Tarkov, and pretty sure Chris, you can relate to this. When the ergo runs out of the gun, they start swaying their gun everywhere.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, just hold it. And then I go back to the feeling of when I was in Airsoft, holding a fat ass heavy gun. Like you can't do that. So it's Airsoft.
Yeah, you
that's
can
why I
only
love
hold
it
that
so
gun
much.
up for so long.
Yeah, that's why I love
getting
Airsoft
tired.
so much. It's a real, simulation.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, welcome to these guys' world when they're growing up and we're watching, action movies, war movies. And I'm like, nope, no, that's listen.
That doesn't happen.
I mean, you got to be in good shape. These guys, when you run and or gun goes off inside a building, I'm like, nope, they're deaf. Because they have all the shootouts inside a concrete fucking cinder block building, and then 2 seconds later they're all talking to each other like normal. I'm like, nope, you're deaf. Like you cannot hear for 3 days, bro. And then I'm like, these guns, they're 8 pounds M16 that I had, and then you got 30 round mags. That shit's heavy, bro. Carry that fucker like in this position for a goddamn 30 minutes. See what happens, Like you're like goddamn cramping up, and no, this shit's So yeah, I used to nitpick the fuck out of these action movies all the time when these guys were growing up. So when they started Airsoft and they went to their first event, I remember them, and they were all geared up. And the first thing I asked them, because nobody, they don't show this in movies, of course, it'd be kind of stupid to show in a movie, but when they came back, I was like, they said something about their boots or their feet hurting or whatever. I was like, yeah, you bought new boots and then you went on the field. And, they didn't break them in. I was like, oh, rookie mistake number one. I mean, we all learn. I learned, you go through boot camp, but I was like, you got blisters out your ass, bro. Look, if you cannot walk, it's horrible. It's horrible. If you got bad fitting boots or, boots that aren't broken in or whatever, like they came back and they were like, holy shit, now I know. Like all this gear, you got all, it's heavy. It's difficult, to actually get to a point where you can shoot. And then you're tired, you're breathing, your gun's going like this because you're like
difficult in Airsoft. Airsoft isn't even the real weight of a lot of this stuff. Like when you wear a plate carrier in Airsoft, you don't have real ceramic or steel plates. Your helmets aren't real Kevlar, or hard shell. Everything is lighter. All your guns are lighter. Obviously, BBs weigh like nothing. You carry as many as you want. So it's still hard, carrying all this stuff in Airsoft.
Sure.
And it's not even the real weights.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I was lucky when it came to the boots stuff because I actually still have. I kept buying the same pair of Under Armour boots. These are the best boots ever. I wear them as normal work shoes. And I actually broke them in before going. That's something my mom made me do. And we didn't the first time I wore Fila shoes, Fila, the brand. It was just normal running shoes. I wore it. It got all dusty. There was dirt and mud in my shoes from the first time I was airsofting. And I was like, I need some shoes for the next one so I could just wash it off and nothing happens. But yeah. That would have sucked though if I had boot problems while I was having gun problems too on the same time. Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, it's so common with the gun problems. I'm pretty sure every single time we've ever gone to an event, We either see somebody that has a broken gun, or one of our own guns breaks or is not working right.
Yeah, I
So it
said.
seems like
didn't you guys,
the
Colton?
thing.
Didn't you have a gun break on the field, or not, or was that Christian?
I've never had a gun break on the field.
I don't think Colton has.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't
Yeah.
know if any of my
That's
guns
luck.
ever
That's good
broken on the field, but like,
All of my guns are from mystery boxes. I haven't bought a single like actual gun.
I remember that one. I remember that 249 that I bought. I think it was an ANK 249. I took it to SQ. Remember that? I think it was like the second time we ever went to SQ, and it has like this. It has like a button to quick release the barrel, just like the real 249 does, because they have to change out barrels. And it's really easy to hit on the Airsoft version. So I'm running. I have all this gear on. It's like my second time ever playing. And I fucking accidentally hit that button, and my barrel just ejects off the front of the gun in the middle of the woods.
What?
Yeah. Well, oh my god. So I had to try to hurry up and try to fix it while I'm in the middle of the woods. Just sitting on my knees trying to figure out what the hell happened to this thing.
Out of all the things they can make like really realistic, they make that one button really easy to press.
For real?
That sucks. Is yours the one that had the MOSFET in the front that you could change? You could like, if you go clockwise, it goes higher rate of fire. If you go counterclockwise, no?
It didn't have a MOSFET in it at all. Actually, I had to run a regular battery, like a regular 9.6 in it.
I remember my ANK had it, and I didn't know what the hell it did till I sold it. So here I am on the field shooting. I'm like, what's this do? And I'm messing with it, and my brain doesn't even realize that it's slowing it's shooting slower, and it's shooting faster. So until after I sold it, I was like, oh, that's cool. So that's what that does.
Nice.
So how did TriFecta Airsoft come to be? Like, what is the whole movement or thing of it? You know?
That's a great question.
That is a good question. So when we first got into Airsoft, it was really from JP. Like, we had played like just with these really crappy like little low power AEGs in his backyard like one time, like a few years ago. And then one day, randomly, he just said that he had started playing with some of his friends. Like, he had played an actual game or whatever. And I had always been, like, a little bit interested, but never really knew how to get started, you know, all that stuff. And then he started talking about these mystery boxes from Evike, where you can just pay, like, $200 or whatever, and you'll get a gun. That's cool. And then, for whatever reason, it came up, we should do a video on it. And that's kind of how we started our videos. And then JP came up with the name of TriFecta Airsoft. He was like drawing these logos and stuff, and he just randomly came up with it.
That's pretty cool. The name TriFecta is pretty cool as well.
Yeah.
It's definitely fun to make videos, but you guys ever feel pressured like, oh, I have this like due date or something, like I gotta get this video out, this isn't ready, you know?
Yeah.
I think
My thing's not here.
I think E-Rock.
Hey, listen, the
E-Rock
first
has that more than any of us.
I've actually talked about that on a couple of videos in the past where I was they might be on just our Patreon videos, I can't remember, but it was the first year I was on these guys. So I was on these guys about doing videos and making content. And they got in, like he said, JP was getting an Airsoft, and then me and Colton actually had a YouTube channel called CNR Reviews, and we were reviewing like whatever, just random shit. Well, then when JP was talking about airsoft guns, I was like, "Oh, Colton, we should do that on our channel." So and we filmed 2 or 3 videos, and remember, in fact, Colton, you had that. Oh God, what's the name of that company? Or that little shotgun, that little shotty you had, that little short one. Yes, and so you had that one, and then Christian, I filmed right on the back steps or back deck, you were doing like a pistol, and I was like, oh yeah, let's do this in slow motion. And I never posted those. I never made a video out of them because we were originally going to put those on our CNR Reviews channel. Well, then, like the next week, when I was about to edit those, JP was over talking about those mystery boxes. I was like, dude, that would be awesome to like do a YouTube channel for this thing. So these guys were, were already interested in airsoft. I was interested in doing a YouTube channel. So at the time I was laid up. I was not able to get out of the house and stuff. I was sick, and so I needed something to keep me occupied. So I started like 3 or 4 different YouTube channels. And so when they talked about airsoft stuff, I was like, yeah, let's film it, And so they started buying mystery boxes, and then I started buying them with them, and we started filming it, and I started editing. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I mean, it was shitty audio. Remember that? I mean, we were trying to figure out how we can get the audio better and not echoey and all this other shit and whatever. And then I started using the green screen. I learned how to do that. If you watch our older videos, bro, I'm like, you can see the progression, because I went from, shitty, like just no lighting, right? This yellow tint, because we had the kitchen light on, whatever. And then shitty audio to, we made this spare bedroom into a studio. We put a green screen, I put a green sheet, literally like a bed sheet almost, to hang in the back. And then I tried to learn how to use that. And some of our videos are fucked up because I didn't know how to use the damn green screen setting in the editing software. Anyway, it's been a process. But but Johnny definitely was the originator of the actual airsoft idea with these guys. And then also with the TriFecta name, because the original name we came up with was SS Airsoft.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Do you guys remember that?
Yeah. What the hell did that stand for again? What did we say it was?
Fuck, I don't even know.
Sharpshooter or something like that?
Sharpshooter, yes. Sharpshooter Airsoft.
Is that what it was?
Yep. It was a Sharpshooter Airsoft.
I think in an alternate universe, you guys did stay with SS Airsoft. And I don't know if you guys have seen when Ryan Reynolds goes back to shoot himself, when he had the Green Lantern idea in the movie, in the Deadpool movie.
Deadpool 2, I think.
I think in the universe you guys did that. And in this one, someone came up and said, fuck that idea. Yes. And then you guys have built the TriFecta. Not that it's bad or anything, but...
Well, didn't we... I think it was, we made the name, we actually named the channel that and everything, and then we found out there was already another one. There was already a channel that was named that or something like that.
Yeah, there's actually a retail store called SS Airsoft. We
that's what it was.
Everything, we did everything, we set everything up for SS Airsoft, and we were actually working on a logo, a drawing for it, whatever, and then I was like, well, let me check everything. So I checked all the business names and all this whatever, and I was like, fuck! Fucking SS Airsoft, like there's a retail store that's like a legitimate business. It's been around for a while, like there's established, whatever. And I was like, oh, we can't take that, bro. We can't do it. Like, we got to find something else. And then JP came up with TriFecta Airsoft, which was funny because, it was these three really that played Airsoft. I haven't, played with these guys. And I just do all the editing and set up the website and all that kind of stuff, whatever. But the first year, bro, I was on their ass. I mean, like a drill instructor. Like content. Dude, if you look at some of the release dates of the first year of our videos, there's we were putting out 2 and 3 videos a week. Wow. And that's filming, editing, posting. And I was constant. I was constant on these dudes, and they were ready to fucking fire my ass. Okay.
Well, that was also we were on steroids heavy then.
Yeah, I was. I was on steroids. I was paralyzed, partially paralyzed for a while, and I was on steroids to, they put me on steroids to help me move around. Yeah, but dude, it turned me into a fucking asshole.
Hey, well, I got you guys here with the channel, so.
Oh yeah, I mean,
anytime you guys need a push to get out more videos, just give him some more
Pop him the
steroids.
steroids,
Yeah,
Right?
give him the stimmy,
yes,
combat stimulant injectors.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's funny. Yeah, but you know, it's really it's changed over time, and we've had a good time doing it. And honestly, once we started getting a fan base, it's that's kind of been the exciting thing now, is doing stuff for, like, hey, what can we do to connect with our viewers, you know? And that's actually how this podcast idea came up, for real. Because our original plan was we were going to do some videos for a few months, and then we were going to start traveling throughout the country, and as a team, and I would film and I would edit and post. These guys would play with, you know, our viewers. So we would go from state to state, just drive or fly or whatever, and get with these guys and play with them, you know, on the field or whatever. And we'd take like a special gun or something, do like a giveaway or promotion, you know, and give a new gun to these viewers that we met up with. And it would be a cool video. It'd be fun for them, you know, that we got with, and you know, give them something cool to remember us by, whatever. And then we'd take off. We'd have a cool video. We had a great time. We met somebody new, face to face, and I love meeting new people. And so cool. Anyway, that was our original plan. And of course, 2020 happened, and the whole world took a shit. Okay. And
it's all bullshit anyway.
Dude, it's fucking bullshit. So
bullshit.
Yeah, the scamdemic or whatever it's called. But so we
Plandemic.
For real. So we
great, this video is gonna get flagged now.
I know,
we never said that. We never said that. No.
Yeah, we didn't say it. Well, I mean, look, this isn't live, so I'll just cut that fucker out. I'll put a bleep there. They won't even hear it.
Just mute that part of the audio and be fine.
Yeah, I'll just mute it.
That little half a second or whatever.
Right. So we recently I've been thinking, like, what can I do? We wanted to travel. Okay, you know what? Let's do a podcast. Fuck it. Let's do a video podcast. All these other people are doing like Zoom classes and fucking, you know, all this shit. I'm like, dude, that's a great idea. And then I started looking on Discord. I mean, this is very recent, like in the last 3 weeks, the idea came up, and or at least how to, you know, put it together. So anyway, so this is where we're at, and I was like, I'm gonna, you know, send a message out to some people on Discord, and you were the one of the guys, because I was really impressed, honestly, and I'm not trying to blow smoke up your ass, but you know, really impressed with some of your videos when you first started your channel. And not just that, it was the respect you showed when you joined our Discord. You asked, you know, you sent me a message saying, hey, would you mind if I promote my channel, or, you know, send a link, or promote, you know, put a video up or whatever, you know. I have my own YouTube channel. I was really impressed with that, because I'm big on mutual respect. And,
hell yeah, you can't go to someone else's place and be like, yo, here's my link, right?
Yeah,
you can't go advertise in someone else's business.
Yes.
So
and that's the thing, you know, a lot of people don't understand, especially younger people like yourself. You know, they don't understand mutual respect, you know, because they haven't had to earn it in real life. You know, you're not allowed to get in fights in school anymore. When I grew up, we were. And that was a real thing. Like, you don't talk shit to somebody to their face.
Especially if they're bigger than
consequences.
Yeah.
You know? So, you know, but anyway, that was a big deal. So, but you were the one that was, that I wanted to have on our channel or on our podcast. You have a lot of good ideas with your 3D printing stuff. And speaking of that, how did you get into 3D printing? Like, what got you started on that?
What was the first thing? Because there's a lot. Hold on.
Because not everyone's interested in that, you know?
Yeah, it's some people look at it and they're just like, oh wow, it's a 3D printer. I press this button and it happens fast.
Yeah.
Okay,
right.
let me go take a trip down my brain. And I will remember. Okay, so I see my first videos. So my first videos were RC car stuff. That was my sponsored videos, my first. And I was like, okay, RC car. What's next? Like, can I do 3D print? So I was like, all right, RC battery stuff worked. So now let me try to message a 3D printer filament company. So I messaged maybe 2 of them or 3, and because those were the really ones that sticked out to me. And then all of them said, yeah, sure, we'd love to sponsor you. And I was like, oh, this is working out perfect. And then so whenever they actually saw my channel, I was small at the time. They were like, oh, he's not going to get much views or anything. So one of them dropped out, and then the other 2 were still in. So now I had to pick. And I saw that Genos was a smaller company and the other one was a little bigger. So I went with them, and they were like, hey, what's your first thing you want to 3D print? They're like, we see you have RC car videos. Do you want to 3D print an RC car? I'm like, oh, sure. I look it up. There's this beautiful looking F1 RC car. I get that. I put everything together. I make a cool video. And from there on, I was like, okay, so 3D printing is for me. Slowly, it just changed. So now whatever hobby I do, it's like 3D printing is incorporated into it in some way. So Airsoft, for example, you buy the gun, and then you 3D print the internals or even the externals, like the grips, the side Picatinny rails, or anything. And slowly from there, it just opened up. Now I just have filament and shit everywhere that's 3D printed.
Nice.
Seriously. Yeah. Well, it's just before we get to the end, I know we've been talking for a while. If you had a choice, so you're going on the field. It's a one-day event. Okay, I'm going to give you a scenario here, and you got a choice: any gun with any attachments, whatever, and any primary and secondary. What do you got? What are you going on the field with?
It's gotta be a SR.
No limits.
All right. It's gotta be a SR25. Just do I get to customize the internals?
Yeah, anything you want. It's like it's like the scene in The Matrix where all the racks of guns, like anything you want.
Oh yeah, custom, like I've unlocked.
Like you just point. It's just like picking your shit in Call of Duty or Battlefield, and it just happens. Okay.
Okay. Well, you know what's funny? You ever seen Sharkboy Lava Girl? When that daydreamer guy, he finally figures out he's a daydreamer?
Right.
I relate that to Matrix all the time. I'm like, that's the same shit when they both wake up.
It is.
So I would have a SR25 with like a 1 to 3 times zoom scope. It would have the quick detach suppressor, some sort of, I saw miracle barrels working better than like other barrels, but I'm talking a fat ass barrel on there. That's a tight bore, a drum mag, but a P-mag looking drum mag, not the whack ass box stuff. A P-mag looking, like the round one.
Like one of those D-mag 60s or those P-mag 60s.
Yes, yeah. Those exactly. One of those on, even though they're different calibers, but I'm pretty sure they have them for it. One of those, a full stock, so not the collapsing one. Probably just a normal grip or some pistol grip, have a 1 to 3 times zoom scope on there. I wouldn't change much from the gearbox, to be honest, because I really like that. Whatever I had electric was fine. Secondary, probably a 5.7, to be honest. I want something fat and bulky.
Yeah.
Yeah. But my main selling points would just be a SR25 with a quick detach suppressor, extended mag on there, like a fat one, and the 5.7.
Nice.
That's got to be all.
That's a great loadout. And that's something that, speaking of the 5.7, that's something that we've never gotten in a mystery box, have we?
No.
I don't think we've ever tried one out.
Nope.
I would like to.
Well,
okay.
I guess it's set for a future video.
Yes, definitely.
What I see a lot from the Airsoft 5.7 is that guy who he reloads the gun, but instead of reloading the mag, he takes the gun and puts a different gun on the mag. He has like a skull mask. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen it. Maybe forgotten about it by now, but
shit. Yeah,
that surfaced the internet one time a long time ago. He would just change the gun instead of the magazine. It was really funny at the time.
That is funny. Now, what I want to try to do is, you know, where they when they reload a mag. Have you ever seen these where they do like on real steel gun channels and also Airsoft, where they pistol mag, they drop one and then they throw one up and they slam the gun while it's in midair. They slam the gun into the magazine while it's in midair without holding it, you know, and it goes right into the gun, and they continue shooting. That's what I want to learn how to do. Okay, then we'll be a real YouTube channel. All right.
Make sure you get a gun that the feeder on the top is easily replaced, because if you hit it on the side, it's gonna break the plastic and you screw.
How dare you? We are not gonna miss. Okay. We're going to get it right the first time.
Yeah, go for it, for sure.
Be like when Christian shot the water balloon with the katana and hit it the first time.
Dude, seriously.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about that.
I don't know if you heard that, but the one of the giveaways we did, we built a, what was that? What kind of launcher was that? Oh, a slingshot.
Slingshot?
It was like a... It was a slingshot. It was one of those giant slingshots. You know that. Have you seen these videos where somebody tries to use it with like a little watermelon, and it turns around and comes back and hits them in the face? Remember that? Yeah. There was a famous video of a girl in a bikini or something, and she was trying to do her shorty shorts or something. She was trying to, and it just flips around and comes back and it like almost knocks her out, whatever. But we built one of these. A frame for it, and you know, we put water balloons in it, and we were testing it out, trying to get it, you know, set just right. Well, we built it. Coltrane actually has a real, like legit Japanese katana sword, and so we set that up, and then Christian shot a water balloon at the katana sword. So this is how we did the drawing for the giveaway. So we put colored water. So we filled the water balloon up with green. Was it green colored water? So we put food coloring in the water, filled it up into the balloon, and then shot it against or towards the, you know, katana sword, and it hit the sword and splattered, and then we had all the giveaway entries, you know, the names, we had cut them out. We printed them out on paper, cut them out, and you know, like this, and had those scattered on the ground, on the grass behind the sword. So whichever name or piece of paper got the most green on it, then that was the winner. And so Christian, we tested this thing. How many balloons did we shoot? Remember the first one we tried, it fucking just like, it went floppy and shit.
Flop on the ground.
It was crazy, bro. So anyway, we got it set up just right, and so we get it turned around to where we're aiming towards the sword. And I said, you ain't gonna hit this first time, so we're gonna need a few tries. He's like, watch me, bitch, and he pulls it back. And he hits the fucking sword the first time, dude. I couldn't believe it. So
yeah, it's a good thing too, because we missed every other time when we ran out of water balloons.
We did.
Yep.
So anyway, so that was you know, it was kind of fun. But
wow, that's a lot of commitment for one video. Wow.
Oh,
I bet it took a long time to set up.
Dude, we used to build shit all the time, and we still do.
Yeah.
So I see in the videos you guys have like a big backyard, like near like a tree area.
Yeah.
Are you guys ever like have your own airsoft wars there, like amongst just each other?
No, it's not really big enough for that. It might look bigger than it actually is in our videos because of the way that it's framed.
But yeah, it looks huge. Like if I had that backyard. Mm-hmm.
So like, there's not like much cover. You just be kind of out in the open shooting each other if you were to play.
Yeah. If I had a backyard like that, I'd be like making my own forts and shit, and then I'd be playing some sort of scenario where it's like, here's one mag, you have to advance here, push the enemy back to get your next mag, and then same thing with the other side. I always think of like scenarios if I had my own house with like a big backyard.
Yeah.
But
yeah, we actually have cool. There is enough space for us to do a setup like that. It would be more kind of like a CQB area. But we've talked about that in the past, where we could set up some type of like cover and do that kind of things. But yeah, it would be it would be something we'd have to be able to move out of the way when we do other things, because we have big parties here. We have big barbecues, and we have a bunch of people over. And dude, some of our parties last year, or I guess 2019 or whatever, we used to have parties here that would have like 30 and 40 and 50 people here. And, because we have a, above ground pool. It's not, nothing special, whatever, but we have a deck, we have above ground pool, we have the bonfire area, we have the, barbecue, the grill or whatever. So we would have so many people here, it would be crazy, man. Like, and we needed a lot of space. Oh, and then we were playing cornhole, yeah. We had horseshoes set up one time, and then we had a volleyball net set up over there. So, if we had set up an airsoft thing, it would be fun as fuck.
Hey, maybe you and your guests, you guys have an all-out ground war.
I know, right? Hey, well, there's actually some. Well, I don't think I posted these videos, but I had my mom came to visit. She's in northern Ohio, and by Cleveland, and she came to visit, and JP was over here for, I can't remember what holiday it was. Was it Memorial Day or something? A couple years ago.
I don't remember.
And my mom was here, so we set up a table back there and did like a pistol, airsoft pistol contest, and I had my mom out there shooting with us, and she's 70 years old, so it was fun as hell, man. Yeah. And I was filming the whole thing too.
I bet that's really fun.
Yeah.
The only shooting I do in my backyard is just with these HPAs that I have going on, and these are always just giving some sort of problem, but every time I try to fix it, and eventually I'll get my own backyard and be able to have my own horse.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so before we sign off, are there any tips you would like to offer? And if the younger, I guess younger than you, starting out airsoft or 3D print, I guess, for you, a lot of it's connected, right? Any advice you would offer them?
Yes, it's gonna be a well-rounded advice though. It's not just gonna be for 3D printing or airsoft.
Oh shit.
If you're doing bad in school, okay, do your homework first, because when I was young, I played and I didn't do as much homework and I regretted it.
Terrible.
No, you're not gonna need to know what sine, cosine, or tan is, but just learn it for geometry, and then once you're done with all your school stuff, don't just go and play game. Do something productive, really productive, like airsoft, or even if you want a 3D print, just go for it. If you're going to spend $300 on a 3D printer and you're young and you can't really afford it, save up for that instead of buying some sort of skin in Call of Duty or something, Save up slowly, and even if you have to, ask your parents for a loan or something, because you'll learn a lot, and the knowledge for a 3D printer, you could take it and use it almost everywhere. And if you want to airsoft, airsoft can give you real life skills as far as home defense, which you, God forbid, you never know when you'll have to use. So just be productive and try to play as little game as possible. That's coming from me because I've messed up. I played too much games as a kid, and then by the time I try to be educating myself, it's kind of slow, so I got to really cram in a lot now. But as far as podcasts, this is really fun. I really enjoyed this, and I'd probably like to have another one later on after a couple of videos from me and from you guys.
Yeah.
We would check back in and possibly have a gaming day as well.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we have a gaming thing set up. We've actually we posted a couple of videos in the past where we had a group, what we call it, TriFecta Gaming or something, or TriFecta Gaming Night or some shit. TAG, TriFecta Airsoft Gaming. And we did a couple, games with some guys. And it was really hard to find a group game that we could all play, because not all games are cross-platform, and we were all on different things: PC, Xbox, PlayStation, whatever, Nintendo. So it was, but we did have fun doing those things, and those are fun as well. But this has been a really good time, man. It's been great to get to know you and see you face to face. Well. Yeah, for sure. So
yeah, we could probably do like Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, because that's cross-platform for a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, anytime, just let me know.
Or Tarkov.
Oh yeah.
Or Tarkov. Tarkov is not even cross PC. You can only play with like high-end PCs. You can't even play with low-end or medium-end.
Well, you know what you could do? I'll tell you what you could do. You guys could stream. You guys could stream together on our TriFecta Airsoft Gaming Discord, and I'll record it. You just let me know when you're doing it, and I'll record it, and I'll get all the juicy details of how y'all cuss when you say bad words. When
you already know.
Yeah, you don't know.
I look calm here, but as soon as we go into a game or something and something happens, it's
fucking raging, bro. Raging.
Exactly.
All right. Well, appreciate you being on, man. It's been fun.
Yeah, appreciate you
now,
having me.
Is Alex your first name? Is that?
Yes. Yeah. It's Alex.
That's what I was going to ask you. How did you come up with VanAlex?
So I was in English class. There was a word called. Let me make sure no one's listening. All right, we're safe. So there was a word called banal. I didn't know. I don't know what it means. But my English teacher said it like as if we all knew it. So I was like, and I was looking at VanAlex Gaming, which at the time was blowing up. I was like, guys, we should make a knockoff gaming channel. We should call it Banal Gaming. It was like VanAlex and banal, the word. I don't know why I got that connection, but I got that as well. And then a girl asks like, hey, what's Banal Gaming? And me, an idiot in high school, I was like, you might have to blur this out, but I was like, oh, it's veiny anal. I'm a porn star. and then she was like, what? She just, for her whole life, it seemed like she was traumatized from me. She didn't talk to me.
Oh, Jesus.
So I kept my name VanAlex because it's like, oh, you could put two of them together, and Banal Gaming actually fell apart. Yeah. And all we had was like a couple of CSGO videos and World at War, but yeah, I just kept it. I was like, you know what? Alex is kind of plain. No one wants a YouTube channel called Alex. So I'm like, VanAlex. And I never checked if it was like a registered name. So if it is, I'm screwed. But I have that underscore there just in case. So that's that. Yeah.
Awesome, man.
Cool.
Well, thank you for being on here, bro. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for having me. You guys have a great night.
Thank you for being a part of our channel and our Discord. Yeah, man. It's been awesome.
Thanks for all the resources.
Absolutely, bro. All right.
All right. Well, you guys have a great night. See you guys.
See you later.